I made my way over to Kay Baker. Unfortunately, there was a large amount of blood about herself. There was a large amount of blood around her neck, her chest area. Her hair was completely matted in blood. There was blood all over her face. You could tell that she had some kind of injury to her neck. It was very difficult to see through all the blood what exactly the injury was at that time. She was in a pool of her own blood at that time. I attempted to still do the rapid ID. Unfortunately, there was no response on the rapid ID. I'm not sure if it was because her hands had so much blood on them.
That's the sheriff's deputy who tried to save the life of Kay Baker, but I mean, she was stabbed so many times, and a math teacher, and the accusation by prosecutors is that she dated the wrong guy. Dated a guy who had stabbed his prior girlfriend. She survived, but Kay did not. Julie Janae has the story of the math teacher murder trial.
43-year-old school teacher Kay Baker's life ended violently in the early morning hours of May 28th earlier this year. A neighbor called police after hearing screams coming from the Florida home Baker shared with her boyfriend, 47-year-old Matthew Terry. When police arrived, they found Baker dead in the yard with a large stab wound to her neck. Inside the home, police found signs of forced entry to a bedroom. A bathroom door appeared to be kicked in and drops of blood leading out of the house. Investigators followed the trail of blood to a neighbor's backyard, and that's where they found Baker's boyfriend, Terry. According to a police report, he was found laying down on his back, concealed in the tree line, wearing a T-shirt and underwear soaked in blood. Injuries investigators said were possibly self-inflicted.
He comes across as like a very normal, caring person.
Michelle Rogers dated Terry in Michigan, where he was convicted of stabbing her 7 times and served 3 years in prison. Rogers told Tampa Bay Channel 10 that she was devastated about the new accusations, but not surprised.
When I found out about what happened to Miss Kay Baker, my heart kind of fell to the floor. Although that news was shocking, I mean, I knew all along. I knew from what happened to me.
The night Baker was killed, witnesses described seeing her with Terry at a neighborhood bar. That Terry was upset with her, saying, quote, "I saw you dancing with that guy." Terry's case has moved quickly from his arrest in May to his trial. He's maintained his right to a speedy trial. Initially, the state attorney declined to seek the death penalty. That changed when Governor Ron DeSantis had him removed from office and replaced him with Susan Lopez. She's now pursuing the death penalty against Terry, and Terry's attorney is accusing her of playing politics.
Ms. Baker, as Mr. Diaz had said earlier, was nearly decapitated when the knife that Mr. Terry plunged into her throat.
In the meantime, the friends and family of the 3rd grade teacher he's charged with killing, they're expressing their devastation on social media, calling Baker's death an unimaginable tragedy and mourning the loss of her energy and kindness.
And the trial of Matthew Terry taking place down in Tampa, Florida, Hillsborough County, and Court TV legal correspondent Julie Janae has a look at the biggest moments so far.
Vinny, Matthew Terry opted for a cream-colored suit on day 3 of the case against him here in Tampa, Florida, a case that just got a lot stronger for the prosecution. Terry is accused of killing elementary school teacher Kay Baker after a night with friends at a bar. Here's the moment caught on surveillance of Terry's reaction to believing his girlfriend, Baker, was dancing with another man. Terry's there wearing a green shirt. Kay Baker's shirt is red, and her friends said that things that night went from normal to tense.
You're jealous, and you think that she was dancing with another guy, and this has gotten you upset, but you don't have to worry about it. You're jealous enough you love her enough to be jealous, but she loves you enough to have not even noticed that guy. As soon as I said those words, he whipped his head around, and he said, wait a minute, I'm not jealous. I have no reason to be jealous. And I said, no, wait, you are, because you're upset about this. You think that she was dancing with this other man, and it's upset you. And then he said, no. He goes, because jealous implies envious, and I'm not envious.
There was nothing physical witnessed between that pair that night or evidence of past domestic violence. They'd been dating about 6 months, but a new ruling from the judge is letting the state reach further back into Terry's past to bring what may be the most compelling state witness to the stand.
There are glaring similarities in this case. I think I'm right when I have determined that I believe this is classic Williams rule, and I'm going to allow it.
Michelle Rogers, pictured here at a hearing that was recorded by WTVT, Fox Channel 13. She told a 2017 jury in Michigan that Terry violently attacked her with a knife after a day of bar hopping. She said in that Michigan trial that he hit my head into the floor multiple times, over and over. And each time he did, everything went black. And then it would kind of fade back. I just remember thinking that if I black out, he's going to kill me. If I black out, he's gonna kill me. The defense argued the cases were different, even highlighting that Terry stayed on the scene after the stabbing in Michigan. He didn't do that in this current case. In fact, the strange place where he was located raised even more questions.
We got two, nothing on the chest. We got 2 lacerations to the neck, 1 on each side of the jugular.
Seeing his skin complexion that pale, it appeared that he was on the verge of Luke potentially going unconscious or dying right there where he was laying.
Those officers who found him in the woods yards away in his underwear believed that those wounds were self-inflicted. Terry's defense disagrees, however, and they may be posturing to claim that someone else, a third assailant, attacked not only Baker, but Terry as well. Court is closed until Monday due to weather and Veterans Day, and those final witnesses are going to be testifying for the state, including Michelle Rogers. Vinny?
Julie Janae in Tampa, where they're preparing for that big storm. Let's bring back in our think tank, Eklund Mercy, Nima Romani, Kirk Nurmi. All right, Nima, I think it's possible, as Julia reported, that they're going to point the finger at some other dude, right? But the jury's also going to hear from the other woman that he stabbed. So is the jury going to believe that a guy who stabbed another woman somehow dates another woman who gets stabbed by some other guy, and he gets stabbed by the other guy? I mean, is that preposterous, Nima, or is that just me?
Vinny, it's ridiculous, and the defense desperately tried to keep this evidence out, and I love what the prosecution did. The defense has been playing their cards close to the vest. They haven't set forth their defense at all, and it could be any number of things. It wasn't me, it was some third person. Well, we know prior bad acts can prove identity. Or I didn't mean to do it. It could be straight self-defense. It could be voluntary manslaughter. Obviously, he was drunk, he was jealous, or even involuntary manslaughter. They talked about Baker maybe walking into a knife. Either way, that absence of mistake, I mean, this is classic, prior bad acts, 404 evidence. So I think the judge made the right ruling. It's coming in, and the ex has been an amazing witness, both in court and in the public interviews she's given. So I think she's going to be the reason he gets the death penalty.
Kirk Nurmi, they say, some people are happy drunks, some people are angry drunks. I think what we're going to get in this trial is a picture of a guy who drinks too much, he gets a little jealous, and then he acts out. And his weapon of choice is a knife.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, Vinny, and I might disagree with Nima a little bit on letting this bad act evidence in because, we restrict evidence like that because we want to force the state, if they're going to put somebody behind bars, to do it with the evidence related to that case. And here, the reason I have a problem with it is that this evidence is the most powerful evidence. I mean, we've heard a case that's full of passion presented in a way without passion, right? I mean, we have a defendant, Mr. Terry, who nearly decapitated his victim. It shows a certain level of anger and aggression that you don't see in a lot of cases. And now that's going to be the most powerful evidence against him, and that's going to lead to his conviction. Whereas, death penalty qualified jurors are more likely to convict anyway. That's what all the studies show. So I'm wondering if the state didn't kind of drop the ball here getting this evidence in because of the fact that, yes, it will secure a conviction, but this is ripe ground for appeal because it is so damning. It is the most powerful piece of evidence.
Eklund, what do you think that moment's going to be like?
I'm going to have to agree with Kurt. This is way more prejudicial than it's probative. I understand that the facts and circumstances are similar. However, we want he deserves to have his day in court and be tried on these particular facts, on these particular circumstances. However, I do believe in 404B evidence like this was definitely going to come in. Now, as a defense attorney, I'm shocked that they haven't, tried for psychological evaluation. I think that, blaming it on the voices may be his best bet at this point, because that's all you can do. I mean, to explain the voluntary manslaughter, to explain that heat of passion, it may be something, if their defense, they're probably getting their mitigation game up, trying to figure out, getting the experts, trying to see what happens. Does he black out when he has alcohol? Is this a one-time thing? So it's going to be very, very interesting. It's going to be very interesting.
Does he end up in a fog?
Yeah.
Oh, Kirk's laughing. I got him to laugh. You see that, folks? I got him to laugh. You see that? All right.